Ilani Raceweb, a track that I'll be spending the next hour or so on for the GTI Challenge Enduro. Usually GTI Challenge is only about 10 laps, but every now and then drivers are faced with a race that requires more stamina than speed. The car I'll be using today is this, the Class C GTI Challenge car, the South African favourite Mark I Golf. This Golf we're using today is a Class C Golf, the lowest class of today's event, but still a very potent little race car. With 95 kilowatts and 1,000 kilograms to push around, or thereabouts, the power-to-weight ratio and fantastic handling make sure that this is still a formidable little race car. The Golf has always been an affordable and easy car to work on, which is why it's no surprise that this event was even created.
So, a bit more about the car. This, of course, is the Class C spec GTI Challenge car. Car makes about 95 kilowatts, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're looking at something that weighs about 950 kilos, it's not too shabby. Handling has been sorted out, the car turns really well if set up correctly, and the racing is exceptionally close thanks to weight penalties for the winners and second place. So this is a really competitive class. I'm really looking forward to drive this car. It's a bit different to a rear-wheel drive drift car, I must say. But they do like to slide, as you can see in some of the footage that we've taken. So what GTI Challenge is about, it's one of the most competitive local series in the Western Province in Cape Town. This car over here is a Class C car. So I'll be running with a group of cars at the back of the grid. There's A, B and C, and the cars are very, very evenly matched. They weigh the same, they make the same power, and they pretty much handle the same as well. It's really all about driver skill and who is able to get the power down and make those corners as quickly as possible. The Enduro is slightly different to the normal race, of course. That one runs for an hour. Each driver drives for approximately 30 minutes, and I will be driving second in the second 30-minute stint. Now usually the laps are about 10 laps per race, so this one's quite a bit longer at a total of about 40 laps a race. This little car is going to be taking quite a bit of strain, but judging from the week's practice, I think she'll be doing just fine.
The GTI Challenge started around 1998 as a form of social racing amongst no more than 8 drivers. Now, just a few years later, 35 drivers line up the grid. Divided into 3 different classes, cars will be traveling at different speeds across those classes. This is important to bear in mind considering that we'll be racing for an hour. Of course, I won't be doing this alone. No, he's not here to sing, he's here to drive, and his name is Saayman. He'll be my co-driver for today, so it's up to both him and I to keep this car on the track. Now, driving this little Golf is going to be tricky at the best of times, but today each of us will have to drive for at least 30 minutes. Next to me I have Saayman, who with experience in single-seaters and lots of sideways driving is exactly the man for the job. Paul has a history of driving cars fast, he lives on the track, he works at the track, he loves racing, and he's here to win.
Just gonna go weigh now. We're gonna see if the car is on weight. Trying a little bit extra fuel to see, to make sure that by the time we finish we weigh now. And the guys were testing now with a scooter. There's a 40 km/h speed limit. We don't have a speedo in the car, so we're testing to see what the speed limit is and how fast 40 km/h is in the car. So now we're gonna check the weight, make sure we got enough fuel in the car, and be on weight by the time we come back at the end of the hour.
First place, guys, to park up against the wall, and then once that row is full, we'll pull up next to them in grid order. Eden Thompson, you're 7. I am in 8. Aberdeen, you are 9. Goslet, you are 10. Saayman, you are 11. Levy, you are 12. Darwood, 13. Rue, 14. Lubber, 15. November, 16. Williams, that's Josh, 17. Dick Bate, 18. Duplessis, 19. Gerber, 20.
Nervously, I sit on the sidelines as the race is about to start. Now, motorsport, there's a phrase that goes, "That's racing." Now, that you usually say after you've crashed or the car breaks within 5 minutes of a race starting. And I think that is one of the things that I'm most nervous about right now. I want to drive this car. I want to race this car, and ideally, I want to win this race. Currently, Paul's in the lead, and he's doing quite well with Kooverjee Veyers right behind him. And Kooverjee Veyers, of course, last year's Polo Cup champion, and someone that I think is probably one of the most talented drivers on this grid today. Kooverjee's taken the lead, and Paul now slots in behind him. Now, I think this could be a strategic move by Paul. I think he wants to stay behind. He wants to make sure that he doesn't get into a battle with Veyers. I think this is exactly the right move. Just keep that pressure on, stay in second position, and hopefully when I get the car, I should be able to take down Kooverjee's number 2 driver. Further back, we've got our main rivals in the championship. Ibrahim Levy's car, driven at the moment by Faisal Jacobs, the karting guy. Now, Faisal Jacobs is exceptionally quick in a go-kart, and he's not doing too badly at the moment, but it does seem to me that he's a little bit off the pace, and it could be that there's something wrong with the car. Now, that's the guy that I'm keeping my eye on at the moment. We have to beat Faisal Jacobs and Ibrahim Levy. With Paul's victories in the last couple of races, he's gained 40 kilograms of ballast. That means that his car is 40 kilos heavier than most of the other cars here today. Now, this you would think would be a disadvantage, but I do think this has made the car slightly more balanced, and he is now out there setting his fastest lap time ever. Oh, Faisal's pulled in. Faisal has pulled into the pits, and I think he might have a problem with the car. Smoke billowing out the back of the car. The team running over frantically. They know their championship hopes lie in what's about to happen over the next couple of minutes. I think he's out. I think that Faisal Jacobs has to pull in and retire. All we need to do now to make sure that Paul gets maximum championship points is to win this race and overtake Veyers in the second stint where I get to drive the car. Now, no pressure on me, of course, but we've got to win this thing. So, of course, his teammate is now out there. His cousin, also Veyers, he's out there at the moment and lapping pretty good, but nowhere near as fast as the front runners from the previous stint. My turn's about to come on. I get in the car frantically, switch the car on, put the seatbelts on, getting some help from Jared. The guys are frantically running around the car, tightening the wheel nuts, and now they're cleaning the windows. Now, the problem with cleaning the windows was, I think this is losing us some time. The visibility is much better as we pull out the pits, but I think we're losing some time. We'll have to see where we end up on the track. Everything looks good. I think I'm in the lead, but suddenly I realize that I'm not. The team is signaling me to go faster to try and catch up. We've dropped back quite a few seconds, and by the looks of things, about 20 seconds behind the leader. Now, this is a problem. We're not sure what kind of pace Veyers is going to be pushing around the circuit, and I need to now start getting on the gas. But at the same time, I don't want to go at the pace I was going in practice. The car feels amazing, but I really want to bring it home in one piece, and I'd rather come second than spin out or make a mistake and damage the car. Starting to get more comfortable now, and I suddenly feel like I can definitely get more pace out of the car. At the same time, we are catching up with the leader, so there's really no need to push harder. Just taking my time, getting in those laps one after the next. Still about 10 minutes left, 15 minutes left, so we have got time to make sure that we get the car home in first place. If we keep going at this pace, we should be fine. Okay, starting to push a bit harder now, and coming through turn 4. Oh, the car! I've just lost the back. I've just lost the back of the car, and sliding through turn 4, keeping it pinned down, hoping that the car's gonna come back. Eventually, I regain control and back to business. Just a few minutes to go, and I see the lead car in front of me. Now, all I've got to do is get past this guy, and we win this thing. Just got to make sure I stay on track and get past the lead driver. He's trying to block me. Some awesome maneuvers from him, completely playing by the books. good maneuver, completely legal. So let's see if I can get past him on the next lap. Gonna try and line him up for turn 5. Just make sure that I'm behind him by the time we hit the back straight. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and hang back a little bit and see if I can just slingshot, get the slipstream and get alongside him when we go into the last turn. I've managed to get close enough. This could be it. All I need to do is outbrake him going into this corner. Hopefully we can get around him and take the lead. Oh, he's braking pretty late over here. I was braking a little bit early, didn't want to go in too deep. He's alongside me. He's got the run out of the corner. He's got the run out of the corner, and I think he's gonna take the lead again. I'm gonna have to wait till the next lap. This is it. This is it. I think I can take the lead right now. Just got to brake late. I'm gonna go and brake at my practice brake marker where I was braking on Thursday and Friday. It should be fine. I'm gonna go in deep and hard, and he shouldn't be able to stick with me through there. Hard on the brakes. I see him in the corner of my eye, but I don't think he's going to make it. We side by side. I get around at the corner. We've got the lead. We've got the lead. Okay, all I've got to do now is stay ahead, slow the pace down a little bit. He's not as quick as I am on laps, so I'm definitely going to slow the pace down, bring the car home safely, and just make sure that we finish this race. Last couple of laps, I see somebody spun out, so I'm going to make sure the oil flag is out, the change of surface flag is out, so I'm just going to make sure I go really slowly around this corner. 2 laps to go. I don't want to mess this up on the second last lap. The guys are waving at me from the start-finish line. This is really exciting stuff. Final lap, final corner. I'm literally going to cruise around this corner. He's right behind me, I think about 2 seconds behind me. No need to rush this. This is going to be the first time I've won a race in a long, long time. First time I've driven a car in a long, long time. This feels fantastic. We've done it. We've won the race. I think this is going to look really good for Paul's championship, and I gotta say it was amazing to drive a car that's as reliable as this, handles as well as this, and feels as tight as the little C63. You know, when it comes to this kind of racing, the first thing that you thank is the car, and this car has done the job. It's brought us home. That's racing. So there you have it, guys. Got first place in Class C. Very happy with that. The car was perfect. I got to say, in endurance race, you at the end of the race, this is the first thing that you thank. Other than for those of us that are religious out there, you know what. But this is the first thing you thank. The car did an amazing, amazing job. And you know, we were in, I think, second place when I took over from Paul. Luckily, the second driver for our competing team wasn't on the pace 100%. I caught up to him, and we had a bit of a tussle for about 2 laps, and then eventually overtook him. So I'm very happy with the results, and you know, very happy with the team and the guys that worked on the car, and Paul, of course, for supplying the car. Fantastic job from him. The car is literally perfect to drive, so I'd love to drive it again. Actually, I wouldn't mind. So thanks, guys, appreciate it.